Well. You guys see all my stuff in here? Yeah, we got a few things to talk about. Let's ride. Oh man, I'm gonna miss this place. Lots of memories. More than just memories. Started my entire journey here. Got to where I am today here. And it's time to move on. Sadly, maybe one day we'll come back to this area, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a new chapter. And yeah, I'd like to give you guys a little insight about my current life right now. First things first, I've taken pretty much a week off. If you guys are watching this right now, a week, maybe even 2 weeks, I'm still undecided, but so far it's been a week since I've last posted. Sorry, it's kind of really nostalgic already being back here. It feels weird. This has been my home for a long time now, you know. So moving is definitely not the easiest part, especially abrupt in the way that I'm moving. You guys might be wondering why I'm riding one of my bikes, why my garage is full. You have a ton of questions, and yeah, I get that. It's confusing even for me too, but story time. I know I've posted a couple of videos recently, because this would come out a little bit later, because I had a couple of videos filmed and already, but riding into the sunset, right? For the most part, what happened is that I am, like I said, currently moving to a different place, potentially to a different state even. More on that later on this video. So, you know, if you've been a part of this journey and you're watching this video, this is just kind of to update you guys, because I feel like I owe you guys an explanation to where I've been, since I have been on YouTube for 4 years now, full time, and the only times I've taken a break that is longer than a week is when I was in a motorcycle accident. Even then, I took it for that 1 week, and as soon as I was back home and coherent from the hospital, I was back to posting. I'd like to let you guys know that no, I haven't crashed, I haven't, you know, gone to jail, whatever. I know that seems to be the stigma that, you know, whenever a YouTuber disappears, he's either in an accident or he's in jail. That's not the situation for me. I made a post on both Instagram and YouTube talking about how I'm taking a break due to personal reasons. Those personal reasons are my relationship life. I was with one person for a very long time, and recently that ended, and yeah, it ended abruptly, and life moves on, right? So I wanted to take some time to reflect and see what my next move is, and if it was just up to me, it would have been a much easier move and situation, but I gotta think about you guys, you know, my career, YouTube, motorcycles, riding. This is kind of, I based my life around this area. For those that never knew, I kind of kept my location a little private. But, you know, I live in Southern California, kind of around the Orange County, not kind of, around the Orange County area between Los Angeles and San Diego. And yeah, that's kind of like where I've based not only my career but my life for the past decade. And I've been living in this garage, my area, for about 4 years now. 4 to 5 years, 2021 till 2025. And yeah, now there was a sudden change where, you know what I mean, I need to move as soon as possible. And yeah, I'm pretty much on the road. The past week I've been literally on the road. It feels like I don't have a home, so being on a bike right now, believe it or not, feels like home, especially riding in the same streets that I have been riding in the past, like, I don't know, longer than 4 years. I've been riding these streets even when I went to college. That's when I started riding motorcycles. When I was 19, man. So time flies. Just whatever you guys do in life, don't hold back, man. Just take those choices, make those decisions, even if it's hard, because life is so short and you never know when something can change so abruptly. So appreciate the moments you have, appreciate the people you have in your life, the people that will stand by you, and the people that are currently by you that, you know, give you a reason to smile. So I hate these type of videos, but I gotta do it because I feel like I owe it to you guys. Yeah, I wasn't planning on riding at night either, but it is what it is. And yeah, we are moving, like I said. Most likely, there's a small chance that I might move somewhere else in Orange County, but the main reason why I haven't moved in the past few years, and you guys are like, when are you guys gonna get a bigger garage? Hey, come on, upgrade your garage. Stop buying these expensive bikes and get a garage. Well, long story short, everything, all the money I made on YouTube and all that, I wanted to reinvest it into getting more bikes and getting more content for you guys. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to grow this collection, and I wanted to share this passion with you guys. A big cause of why I started YouTube is to introduce you guys to this whole world of motorcycles, because it's more than what people make it seem like. It's more than, hey, get a motorcycle and start wheeling and do stunts. Get a motorcycle and go to the track and be the next wannabe racer. It's more than get a bike and, you know, roll race all these fast cars and all of that. All of these are fun, and it's all parts of the motorcycle world, but just having a bike and being on the road, even on a chill cruise like this, it has a special feeling. It's a different type of freedom that you can only experience on a bike. And when I noticed that, when I realized that coming from a car guy, that's when kind of it switched in my brain, and I wanted to share that with, you know, you guys, a bigger audience. At the time I didn't have an audience, but I just knew that that was something special, and it started by documenting certain moments in my life, like buying my H2 on my birthday, on my 22nd birthday. That was an achievement for me at the time. You know, I mean, I haven't even seen an H2 on the road. I was the first guy, the only guy that I know of that's riding an H2. And my goal was to grow this industry, and I feel like I've accomplished. I've played a big part in that, and I'm blessed that you guys have supported me and allowed me to do that. But, you know, like, we grew the superbike scene in a large way, and now, like, I feel like I get to see leader bikes all the time, and all top exotic bikes. And yeah, I just wanted to grow, like I said, this industry and make it okay to have a sick bike, and just because you love it and you want to enjoy ride it and do whatever you want with it, honestly. As long as you're riding it and you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. And yeah, here we are a lot of years later, and it's that kind of time, pivotal time of your life. I feel like everyone goes through that, where they hit the what's next. My goal was always to show you guys that if you set in your mind something to do, you can achieve it. And I did everything solo by myself. I had no assistance from anyone or anything. Started literally from, you know, nothing. Worked to afford my R1M and my H2. And then I wanted to film it and document it. And I risked everything by, you know, buying these bikes and following this dream. And then when I achieved them, I wanted to share it with you guys, and I thought it was almost unrealistic at some point, but my goal was to always hit 1 million subscribers all by myself, no editor, no assistants, no manager, no nothing. I did it all by myself up to 1 million subscribers, and then we hired an editor, we got some help, and now I'm back, by the way, to editing my own stuff. It's been like that for the past few months. So yeah, I'm back to pretty much much a one-man team. I do have a manager that helps me with my brand deals and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's just me filming and editing and doing these videos for you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to prove that, hey, all I had was my little old action camera and a dream and just me by myself, no editor, no nothing. And I just wanted to show you guys that I could. You know, you could achieve a lot. Car broke down. Yeah, I want to show you guys that you can achieve a lot all by yourself if you really set your mind to it and you do the hard work. And oh boy, it was hard, especially in the start. I was really grinding. I was uploading every single day, 5 times a week, all by myself, which is absolutely insane. But, you know, that's what I chose to do. And here we are now. Anyways, enough of the reminiscing about the past and the story of the past. I just wanted to hopefully maybe inspire a couple of you guys to, it doesn't have to be this, and you don't have to get a helmet and get a motorcycle and all that. Whatever it is you enjoy, just have like a vision of what you want to achieve in that, and then just attack that relentlessly and keep at it. And as soon as you see progress, go with it and never stop. Just take off and work as hard as you can to achieving that goal. And if you're smart and if you're truly passionate, if you're doing it for the right reasons, there's no doubt in my mind that you will achieve it. That's the problem. A lot of people do things for the wrong reasons. So just don't do that. You'll already be ahead of millions of people. It's kind of crazy to be back on one of my bikes. Believe it or not, it's been almost a month. The last ride was the A2R, and then I went on a couple of vacations. And yeah, then I rode the Virus, which you guys have probably seen by now. If you guys haven't, check out that video. That was a fun experience, and I was like, okay, I had the opportunity to ride it. Like, I gotta film it, even if I said I'm taking time off. That's the thing about just being self-employed and, you know, pretty much an entrepreneur, is that you're never really off. You're always working 24/7, and you got to be okay with that. And that's why you got to love what you do, because if you don't, you're really not going to succeed. You're not going to want to continue doing that thing, because you're going to be doing it 24/7, and if you don't love it, you're going to resent it. So make sure you're doing something you love and just go crazy with it. We are currently riding to LA. I am storing my M1000RR with my friend. I've introduced him on the channel in one of the videos. Some of you guys might have seen it, some of you guys might have not. But yeah, so we're going to be taking my M1000RR to his warehouse and storing it in Los Angeles. And that is so I can, you know, if I ever go to LA, blah, 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 I have a motorcycle to ride. There's a lot of events that happen in LA. And that way I can, you know, make it to those events from content for you guys, and I'll have a motorcycle there. I might even bring another motorcycle there, who knows. But yeah, long story short is that I want to have a motorcycle there to film content, and maybe the next few vlogs are most likely going to be in LA for you guys. We have a couple sponsorships with the EGI that we're going to be filming and recording, probably with the M1000RR in LA, which is going to be a new change of scenery for you guys. You know, I know some of you guys like it when I ride through Hollywood and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing a little bit more of that. But yeah, the big move is most likely going to be to Vegas. I know some of you guys might have seen that because I visited so often. This wasn't the plan, like I said. It just makes more sense because of where I live. It's really, really expensive, and it just doesn't make sense for me to spend that much money on rent to live somewhere that I've been living this whole time and already kind of like rode and did all the things there. So in my eyes, and you guys are free to comment and let me know what you guys think, because I do care about, you know, you guys' opinions. You know, moving to a different state and exploring a new, different lifestyle with my bikes and with the same style, I think will be exciting. You know, new scenery, new canyons, new track days potentially if they have nice track days over there. Just a lot of things that we could potentially do, and a lot of new experiences. But drum roll, please. Sorry, I'm just like, you know, I'm obviously still sad and hurt about the situation, but we gotta move on. And yeah, so drum roll, the move is most likely gonna be to Vegas, and that way we can have, I'm still debating if I wanna like stay with a friend of mine that lives there, and it's a small place, just to see if I like it or not. But most likely I think the move is to rent or potentially buy a property in Vegas, which is going to have at least a 2-car garage, maybe preferably, most likely we'll aim for a 3-car garage, and that way we can have a lot more room, we can do a lot more maybe personal builds in the garage, you know, just in general, just different type of videos in the garage and more travel stuff, which is why I also am looking to buy a Sprinter van. So I know I've been talking about that, but you know, this events that has happened have kind of sped up this process a little bit, a lot of it actually, and therefore we might potentially, you know, I mean, sell a motorcycle. If we do, there's only 3 options. The other bikes aren't really an option. First option is actually this bike, the M1000RR. And I'm potentially selling it because, you know, BMW is still coming up with new M1000RRs. I still believe that this is the best looking generation of the M1000RRs, but it's one of these bikes that I've made a lot of content with, and I love and have built, and this is all completely done up with all the titanium and the carbon, and I'll try to keep it, you know what I mean? I preferably don't want to sell any of my bikes, but you know, financially it makes more sense, especially if I want to buy a Sprinter van, especially if I'm moving to a house and a lot of these things. So, you know, 10 motorcycles is a lot realistically. So that's why I'm saying that most likely I will potentially sell one of these motorcycles, and it could be the M1000RR, it could be the Yamaha R1M, or least likely the HP4 race. That's also an option, simply because as a business perspective, the HP4 race, you know, is not a bike that can ride as much, especially in Vegas where the temperature is 100 degrees every single day. For those that don't know, I think that's like 35 to 37 Celsius every single day. That's just your average temperature. Sometimes it gets to 40 Celsius or 110, 120 degrees. So yeah, it's a very, very hot environment, very dry. So dry is not a bad thing directly for motorcycles, but it's definitely bad for these track bikes that already run hot, or even all bikes. Like my Ducati is going to struggle in that like hot temperature, especially because for whatever reason Vegas has a no lane splitting law, which is really ridiculous for motorcycles because it is very, very hot and it doesn't make sense to not split lanes. So yeah, the HP4 race doesn't really make the most sense as a business because, you know, it's an expensive motorcycle that I could use that money to buy a Sprinter van, or, you know, pay off one of my motorcycles, or even buy another motorcycle. That makes a little bit more sense. Do I love the bike? 100%. This is like a one-of-one HP4 race with the mods that I've done to it. It's very unique, and it's like a halo bike. It's legendary. And it's one of the greatest bikes that have ever been built. So it's definitely not very likely, but it does make the most sense actually, because I cannot be riding it nearly as much as I can ride my other bikes. That being said, the R1M is an OG. It won't make me as much money if I sold it, so you know, it's sentimental, but realistically it's my least special bike in the collection, I would say. You know, it's the most common. You see R1M the most, so therefore it might be an option as well. The best financial option for me would be that 1000, because I'll probably get the most money out of it, I would say, because this bike is pretty much almost paid off. So everything that when I sell it is going to be just, you know, cash that I can use for, you know, my move, the house, the Sprinter van, and all these other options. So that is also a very valid option that I might do. And I don't know, there's just a lot of things that I'm thinking about, and there's a lot of directions I can take and I'm trying to make the right move in the right direction, because at the end of the day, you know, it's going to shape the future, my future, and the future of the channel. So yeah. Also, if let's say we move to Vegas, I would definitely like to open up a shop or something like that. That would be awesome. By the way, Corsic Carbon is still running, so if you guys are interested in carbon, I know this is the most random plug, but you know, go buy yourself some carbon. I know we have quite a few orders that, you know, we are working on, and they're making the carbon as we speak. And some of the carbon is already made in here, so there's a lot of video ideas, and we're still going to be filming some content locally here until the move is kind of like done and confirmed. But yeah, you guys are going to be along to the process. I'll be filming a lot. I don't know when I'll start posting. Maybe I'll start posting but like once a week, so way less posting than I normally post, or maybe twice a week for now, until, you know, I move and do everything like that, and I'll show you guys an update, maybe with the house and where I'm staying, all that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and I'll do my best to keep you guys updated. But that is pretty much it. It definitely hurts to, you know, let the past go, but I feel like that's life, and sometimes you gotta let go of things to move forward and evolve and move on to bigger things. I think the best decision that I could make, that I think will be very beneficial, is buying that Sprinter van, because that way I can still come back here, bring the bikes here whenever I'd like to. You know, and I can even spend the night in the Sprinter van. I can do, you know what I mean? It'll give me a lot of flexibility with the travel content, track content, whatever I try to do. So I think that's a very good option that I will most likely try to do. But in the meantime, I gotta figure out my living situation before making a purchase or anything like that. Yeah, I think this is all I have to say for now. I know this was a slow video. I don't know if a lot of you guys will be watching it, but you guys will probably click off because it's just a life update, and it's probably going to be the title of this video. But yeah, just know that, you know, there's going to be big changes coming up, but I am still here, and I will do my best to keep this grind going, because at the end of the day, this is what I love to do. I don't want to do this, and there's a lot of things I love to do, and maybe we'll expand to the other stuff and share more of my life with you guys, but we shall see. But for now, just wanted to keep you guys updated for, you know, the gap of the time of I'm thinking of that by the time this video comes out, you know, that gap will be done, and I'll be back to posting, maybe not as much, but still at least posting. But yeah, there is a lot of change in my life that's happening right now, and just wanted to update you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support the past few years, and even the support right now, your continuous support. It means a lot to me, and to a certain degree, you guys are also like my family, and being on the bike talking to you guys is a part of who I am right now. So hope you guys enjoyed, or, you know, understand that little update. We'll keep you guys posted on what's happening, and hopefully more rides coming up with new scenery, and yeah, the new move and everything like that. So stay updated. Please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Rides out.